Hello, welcome to my farm. You've been a really good farmhand, and I wanted to give you a performance review. Sorry, this is just protocol, and I know this is suspiciously corporate-like, but in any case, you know that I want this farm to run smoothly, so I'm just going to go through this, but don't worry, everything is gonna be okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask you a couple of questions and just tell you how you've done throughout the last quarter and the last year. Very well. Let's start with some basic information here. I'm just going to write down everything that I need to know here before we proceed, okay? So I'm going to start with your name. I know your name. You don't have to say anything here. And then your age and where you're from, your social security. I'm just kidding. You know, we like to joke around here. Your mother's maiden name. No, I'm just kidding. But while I was joking around, I put in some other information that I already know. Cool. This is amazing. Now, okay, I would like to tell you a few things. I do have my laptop here. I'm going to get into my database. So, according to my database, we have according to my database, in the last quarter, you have collected eggs to a very high level of success. Apparently, you've broken only about 1.5% of the eggs that our hens have delivered, and this is a very good ratio, I would believe. So you get a green point there. The eggs seem to be in very good condition, so you have been feeding them very well. You know, they are free range, so most of what they eat is the worms on the ground, which is great. So it's not a very difficult job, but still it is a success, and I'm proud of you. Next up, let's see, chickens. Do we have anything else on chickens? Funny, seeing your LinkedIn profile here. You have put yourself as, what is this? You've put yourself in as Livestock Experience Manager. Interesting. Now, are you ashamed of your work here? Is this too peasantly for you, or very well, I understand that there could be a public perception issue with our line of work, so I understand. This is a green point, don't worry. Okay, moving on. I think we're done with the chickens. How many of the chickens died this year? How how many of those were sickness? How many of those were just interference from other chickens? Very well. All right, seems to be a good ratio here. Of course, it is expected. This is life. We do have very healthy chicken, but in the end of the day, how much can you control the passage of time? It's another green point for you, young farmhand. Now, I would like to ask you a few questions about your particular experience as an employee here, and then we can move on to the cows and, of course, the fruit and the vegetables. How does that sound? Good. Let me just open up. I have a little bit prepared here. So how would you rate your experience here? You know, I don't need to hear your answer particularly much. I've seen your curiosity around the animals. I've seen the passion with which you do your work. I know you're tired at the end of the day, but as my father said, if you're not tired, you haven't worked enough, and if you're not sweating, you haven't worked out enough. Now, I don't mean to imply any toxic labor expectations upon you, but it seems that we both can enjoy a glass of wine on the house company after a long day here on the fields. And to me, this means that, well, I'm very happy as your employer. Good. I am very proud. You have a very good head for the business as well. Livestock experience manager. Maybe we should put you on our PR team, you know. In any case, I can also see, and apologies if this comes across as a little bit of stalking, but just get your name here onto Facebook, and I can see that you have actually been posting photos and videos of the farm. Effectively, I want to assure you that, of course, we keep a track on our employees, and there are certain aspects of farm life that we have outlined in our NDA upon your onboarding. But in any case, what you have presented to the public is not in the NDA, in the agreement. So what this speaks to me is that you are effectively very conscious about the integrity of your work within the firm, and of course also it's incredible to see that you are proud of being a farmhand here to such a degree that you would even share your experiences with a smile and a hashtag on your social media profiles. To me, that's not just commitment. to the job, it also speaks of pride. And if you're not proud of what you do for a living, then what are you doing? Am I right? Now, this is very good, and I'm gonna put actually gonna put 2 green points for you here. And of course, if at any point you have any concerns with the way that this firm is managed, I implore you to share your thoughts. We have a dedicated team. We want to make sure that our processes are as smooth and streamlined as possible. And we want to make sure that you, as someone who spends most of their day here within the animals, do want to, at the end of the day, come to work on the next day. Now, let's talk about the livestock. Now, we mostly deal with cattle, and of course, we care a lot about feeding them good food. So our cows, of course, as you know, are not grain fed. They are grass fed, grass finished. Our chickens are not they are not put any hormones, not even bio chickens. This is an industry secret I'm going to share with you. Even the chickens that people say are natural, actually they are still being fed corn and crappy hormones, but they just end the last week of their lives, a life that's about 44 days long. Then they are fed good food. So, as you know, we take none of this, no part in this industry standard. And as I can tell, you have been strict to maintaining our standards, even though you need to meet KPIs. And in this case, the KPI was that, let's see here, the KPI was to, of course, have a certain amount of chickens grown and, of course, slaughtered for the farmers market to have and sell in order for us to meet our quarterly quota. Now, I would like to say that you have missed the mark with about 3%, but considering that you over-delivered on eggs and seeing as how the inflation of eggs is going, you have actually managed to net break the expected revenue from your sector of the company. So this is great, and I know that you don't partake that much responsibility when it comes to the milk production from the cows and of course the fruits and veggies. But we have noticed a very, very interesting phenomenon that ever since you have actually joined the company, we have seen a 33% spike in production of our zucchini. Now, I have a couple of theories about this, one of which is a little bit non-scientific, let's say. My first theory is that since you are so easy to work with, it appears that maybe the energy that you provide the other workers who then speak very kind things to the plants, I believe that might be affecting their growth. I don't know if you have heard of the theory that if you speak to a pot with a plant in it, good words and then bad words to another one, you will see a difference in their growth. This is one. The second of all is that you did provide an idea of the mix that we use to spray the plants against, as opposed to using traditional pesticides that we are definitely against. You provided a natural solution, and I think that the ratio at which our zucchini plants in particular have responded to this, and they started dying less. This is quite impressive. Now, in terms of likability, you don't seem to miss the mark. Once again, it looks like everyone has found it very easy to work with you, and you seem to provide a very significant boost to the team's morale. In fact, in our annual, or rather biannual, well-being survey, it seems that we have a 9% increase in general well-being since the day of your onboarding, which is quite well. And most of our employees have also seen a rise in productivity, except for Juan, who has been a little bit of a nuisance, and just between you and me, I believe that he has been a little bit envious of your endeavors. But in any case, I am very proud of you. Now, very good. I would like to then finish off today's performance review by sketching you. I'm going to sketch how I thought you would look after you and I spoke on the telephone the first time. I don't know if you remember, but this is how I believed you would look. And then, of course, you did turn out to be quite different, but, well, I apologize if you feel like my initial perception of you appears to be maybe a little bit, I don't know, insulting, I suppose, but you will be the one to judge, I guess, right? It appears that maybe you have a sort of a big nose, but a very chiseled jawline. That is in my expectation of you. And then a sort of mullet. I hope you can maybe understand this assumption, since this is very regular in our line of work to see a person with a mullet. But yeah, now this is kind of your face as I had imagined it, but then for some particular reason, I don't know why, I thought that one of your hands would inevitably be a cute little poisonous snake, whereas your entire torso would be a I don't know. I thought it would be just kind of scaly, and then I believed that perhaps, and maybe just maybe, your other hand, would be an axe, like a saw. Of course, this doesn't mean that it is impossible for your legs to be like a genie, like a pile of mist. Anyways, thank you very much for being here today with me again. Let me finish up by extending huge gratitude to you from the name of the company here. It means a lot that your work here has meant so much to you as well, apparently, and we are prepared to give you a raise of 12% for your work done, which is sizable considering your current wage. In any case, thank you very much, and I hope to see you again on Monday.